evening, folks, and welcome to Cooking with Dan Lezzi. My name is Janet Rapasardi-Hoff. I'll be your host this evening in Dan's hot kitchen today.
It's hot. It's hot.
Oh boy, it's hot.
We got the July heat moving in here,
yes,
right?
we do. I should have worn a bathing suit today.
I know, right? That string bikini you've been sporting, right?
There you go.
Yeah, that's, you don't see too many of those around anymore, you know. I like that. I'm partial to that. I don't know why.
Oh boy.
Got my happy 50th cup here. I can't believe it. I'm in the old man zone now.
Oh,
50.
no.
Yes, bad,
Really?
bad.
It's the 5-0?
On the Hawaii 5-0.
Ooh.
I'm not happy about it, let me
Hawaii
tell you.
5-0.
I gotta admit, it didn't bounce off me too well. I'll tell you what, I'm thinking about this, that, and the other thing. Oh, I'm telling you, it's just driving me nuts.
Did you get all the black balloons and
Oh, I got black
stuff
golf
like
balls.
that?
That's what I got.
Golf balls.
It said old codger on it. Actually, it said something else, but it's in the old zone. We're gonna do a couple of I was gonna grill some chicken and try to mimic, you know, this is something you can do at home, and you know, it's just a hot summer night, that kind of thing. You don't know what the heck to cook. We're just going to put some salad on top of the chicken. It's a nice mix. You can cut it, the salad with the chicken. I think it's important that, excuse me, maybe the dressing would be room temperature, not cold. Okay. Maybe you wouldn't want the grilled chicken, cold vegetables. I mean, you don't want the stuff sitting out getting rancid. But if you can get it down to room temperature and stuff, it'd blend nicely with the chicken. And it's something you can do right on your grill, and you don't have to turn anything on. It's also something that if you served a whole bunch of it, had a huge platter, and grilled a whole bunch of chicken and made a huge salad in it, you know, everybody could get at it with a spoon and a fork. You know, it'd be neat to just have a few people over on a lark and, you know, got a couple martinis and a little grilled chicken with some salad. We were going to do that, and just a couple dishes that we do on a day-to-day basis. I was also going to try, I had some spinach we wilted here, and I was going to attempt to, and I have a little salsa we make that I serve with these little crackers.
Yes.
Just as something
really
different.
Good.
Yeah, just as something different, rather than having a butter or an olive oil with the spinach, I was going to put this salsa in the pan and flip the spinach in there with it, just to see if it'd take okay. You know, we'll try that at the end of the show and see what it looks like. You know, it could be neat to serve that with a little fish fillet or something like that. There'd be a little oil in the bruschetta mix, the chopped tomato bruschetta mix,
not
but
too much.
Not too much, and so we wouldn't add any other oil. But the trick, I think, is going to be to get the pan hot, maybe get the tomato mix in first, and then flip the spinach in.
Okay.
Because the oil's in the tomato, whereas if I put the spinach in first, I guess you know, there's nothing there, there's no oil, and I don't want to add any more oil to it. So it ought to be funny. I'll probably burn the damn thing and never try it again, but
no.
We'll give it a shot.
And I noticed you've got some salmon.
Yes.
You were talking about fish. That is a
Right.
great fish. I love
Nice
that.
salmon fillet we have here. We got some veal with a little prosciutto pressed into it, so we'll see if we can get to all of this. You know, we're just going to have a little mixed bag here today. The salmon, we're going to go into another direction. We're going to have a creamier sauce on that.
Really?
So that'll be all right. But I've got a few pieces of chicken here. Once again, you know, they're basically just boneless breasts that you'd get in a supermarket. And we've cut them down a little bit. We've flattened them out a little bit. I guess what I'll do is I'll season it a little bit right now. I'll put some, a little bit of oil and salt and pepper is all we'll do.
Very light.
You know what I'll do? I'll add the better oil. Once again, I do use a cheaper, lighter oil when I'm going to finish something with some butter. But if the oil has to stand on its own, it's the only thing we're doing. We're not going to have a sauce with this. I'm going to put the nicer oil on the chicken here because the flavor will come through when we're eating it. You don't need a lot. I'm going to smush it around here. I've got some salt and some pepper, and I could add some garlic after it's finished.
Oh, we like garlic, you know that.
A little granulated garlic when it's done, but if I put the garlic on now, it's going to scorch a little bit. I have enough salt and pepper on here that if I just rub it this way and that, I think we have enough. You can always just season it a little bit more. All right, and and you know, this, I'll get to the salad in a second. Let's just worry about me not totally scorching this chicken here.
And now the pan is a cast iron pan. That's got to be hot.
This is one of these grill pans. You know, of course, you'd use your old Weber or Duquesne or whatever the heck you're using at home. But this is just to give you the idea, folks. And once again, this is something you can do outside. You know, you can, you know, make the whole thing outside. You know, a little pool party, and it's something that's not that involved. It's not a burger and dog. You know, you can do the whole thing outside. Just a little bit of preparation, get the salad down to room temperature, and I guess with a salad. I mean, we're going to do an arugula-based salad. You do anything you want. A Caesar salad, although the cream in the Caesar would maybe defeat the purpose of the lighter chicken.
Okay.
Right? You can do a tomato salad with onions. That'd be a little messy. You know, any combination you want. You know, different dressings. Ranch. Yeah, I think this, you know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Especially with some of these, the dog days of August coming up here.
I'll tell you.
Get a couple still nights that you just don't want to get in that kitchen. And sometimes, you know, you run out of ideas for the old grill. Well, this chicken feels like it's finished. Yeah, it is. My sixth sense tells me the chicken's finished. We'll put that on over here. I said I was going to put a little, I guess I'll turn this pan off, or it smokes the entire place out. I'll get rid of it too. Sure. Put it over by you, Janet.
Oh, gee, thanks, Dan.
I got to put some of this granulated garlic on there. Give it a little zip. Then I've got a bowl here somewhere. I've got a little romaine. And once again, we said that you can, got some arugula here.
Oh, nice combination.
Yeah. Got some arugula, and I've got some radicchio.
Ooh, all the fresh garden salads today. That's
Yeah.
great.
Got a little radicchio here. I mean, you do anything you want. Any combination works. I've got some salt and pepper in this dressing, but I'm going to add a little more anyway. There's plenty of garlic in there. Some Bermuda onion, some nice thinly sliced Bermuda onion. Of course, you know, you don't want to have one of these home, but we have a nice little deli grade slicing machine here, which just comes in very handy for these sorts of things. And I've got this balsamic vinaigrette. It was oil and vinegar at one time, but we processed in a blender and it made it creamy. That's all it was, emulsified. So we're going to add a little of that there. I like to add the dressing twice, just in case. I don't want to overdress it. I'm going to have to add it probably 3 times at this rate. I'll grab a plate.
Okay.
Let's see how this looks. And like I said, this could be a real neat thing to get, you know, 2 dozen of these chicken cutlets or something. Or you got another family or a few friends over for dinner, whether it's the main course or part of the main course, and just pile them on there. Get whatever salad you had, you know, just a regular iceberg lettuce and some tomatoes would be nice too. I don't want to dominate the chicken here. Some of those onions out there. And that's enough to give you the idea, I guess. Pour it all on. What the heck am I doing, right?
Simple. Very simple.
Right. But I'm saying, you have the salad sitting there, ready to flip. Make sure you don't dress the salad. Let me dress the salad now so it's ready. You know what I mean? Don't get crazy. It'll take you 3 seconds to dress the salad, and it'll make it that much better, okay? Do it under the gun. And I have a little Parmesan cheese over here. I'm going to shave a little on, maybe a little peppermill on top of this thing. Be nice. But once again, any salad and the chicken, I mean, you can grill fish fillets. But once again, silly little things. Make sure the salad and the dressing is kind of at room temperature to work with the chicken a lot better.
Okay, well, I noticed we have 2 pans now. I was thinking one was for salmon, but what's the other
2
one?
mistakes.
2 mistakes instead of one. Yeah.
I'm putting
okay.
cognac in the one, and I'm going to be putting.
That sounds like fun.
So I'm gonna saute the salmon. It's a salmon fillet, not a steak, and I'm gonna cook it in some brown butter. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in. Once again, I put that cheaper oil in because I'm gonna add a little butter to the pan. All right, I guess I'll have to pull this away. I'm gonna add some. This sauce we're gonna make is it's gonna be a cognac and green peppercorn base. It's gonna be a cream sauce. Pan is hot, and you gotta watch doing this sort of thing near a flame. I'll get that later. Meanwhile, you can see that the butter is browning.
Yes,
it's
it
a
is.
type of dish where, you know, you would think you'd start over again because you burn, you know, like if you're cooking eggs and you put some butter in there, that this is a bad thing. But we're going to let this get even a little darker. And we're going to take our salmon fillet here. I'm going to dredge it in a little flour.
And that actually...
There's the rib side. This is the skin side. We're going to go skin side down for presentation
Skin side down.
purposes.
Okay.
Go ahead, you were saying, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say that gives it a nutty flavor, does it?
Yeah, yeah, it really does. And with this flour on the outside, it gets nice and crispy. I don't watch having the flame too high, which I'd managed to do. So this is cooking along. It's a thicker cut of fish, so I've turned the flame in half. And to finish the dish, I'll probably still have to put the lid on, because I want the heat to pass through kind of gently. I don't want to have to. Sometimes you have to compromise the outside of the fish fillet, pork chop, or whatever it is. Sometimes when you get thicker things, it's better to finish them in the oven or turn them over, turn the flame down, and put a lid on it so the heat passes through a little more gently. All right.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Nice and crispy on the top there. Really imparts a great flavor to it.
Now, how did you know when to turn that over?
I didn't. No, but you can see it was browning a little bit. You know, you can almost hear the pan, the noise level coming up. It's almost telling you it's time, you know?
Okay.
And it's great, once again, when you turn something over and you put it on the other side, that you don't lose the temperature of the pan. Even when I turn it over, it still is noisy. That means you're sauteing properly. You turn the thing over and it's like, that's, you know, it's just not happening. It's not going to have any jump. Jump. All right. See, the sauce is, it's just very smooth, you know. There's not, it's creamy, but it's not like the old Alfredo sauce type of
Oh, which
creamy.
was very heavy, don't you think?
Right, right. So we did have to,
really
we tightened it
pretty
up with cornstarch and cream is what we did do to it. But it's got that,
Okay.
it's just got such a luxurious flavor to it. I'll reduce that a little bit more. Yeah, we take the fish stock and we reduce it a long way, like 80% of the way, and then we add the cream to it. But in reducing it, we had it mixed with some white wine and some shallot and stuff, and it just, when it comes together, it's just got this base flavor with the fish bones. And it's hard to believe something that, you know, it wasn't fishy, but it's hard to believe something like that could end up tasting so well in the sauce. So what we'll do then is, I want to while the salmon's finishing, I'm going to let that sauce sit for a second or two.
Yeah, well, that looks like it's coming along, no?
Right. See, but I want to, we'll leave it sit for a second or two, but I want to let this sauce, you know, I can't recall what sauce we did on a prior show, but sometimes it's better for something to lose its temperature a little bit. I think
really?
possibly our marinara.
Okay.
All of a sudden it's loose, something was boiling. And you put it on, and you know, it just didn't come together. But all of a sudden something sat and got to a certain temperature. I don't know what temperature that is, but it just settles itself a little bit. And it's still very, very hot, but you know, it wasn't that runny, it's boiling hot, come on, let's eat, you know, and it's just a better product. All right. I'll settle our salmon down right over here. I'll get rid of the pan. And I guess I'm going to, I'll use one of these little plates here. I guess I'll put a little of the sauce on. Let me get another ladle. I guess I'll put a little bit of the sauce underneath the fish and a little bit over. That's what I'll do. And these peppercorns are nice. They're not crunchy. They're packed in water, and they're soft. You know, and they just little bites to them. The green peppercorns, but they're in water. They're in a brine, so you're not going to break your teeth on them. And the salmon, you know, there's 90 different ways of serving it. All that sauce, you can. It's just a great,
that is luxurious.
nice, velvety, light.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I'll garnish that with a little paprika.
Paprika's good.
It's got the white,
Give it a
little
color.
red with it, right? Let's try that. We don't want to overdo it,
I don't
right?
think you need too
Be
much,
gentle, right? And I'll put a little parsley on that too. I don't have any of my larger garnishes out here. I should have put a little tree on there. All right, we're going to try.
Is this pan jumping or what?
It will be in a second. There we go. It's
Okay.
jumping now. You're going to get the pan nice and hot. We're gonna have another cream sauce. We're going from grilled with vegetables to cream sauce central here. But we're gonna do a little veal, a little
Ooh.
vitello.
Ooh.
But you can see we've pushed some prosciutto into the veal. We've hammered it in there. Okay, and it's nice. We're gonna put it the prosciutto side down, sear it real good, and the flavor will mix really well with the veal. Then we got a real neat way we're gonna finish it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get the pan a little hot, add some more cheaper oil to it. I shouldn't admit that, but like I said, I don't like doing the extra virgin olive oil when we're going to be finishing something with butter. Plus this stuff has a, it'll operate better at a higher temperature. I'm going to dredge the veal into the flour, but with the veal, it's going to cook so quickly. We have to shake and also when you're doing any of this stuff that has flour, make sure you do it just prior to putting it into the pan. Don't, 15 in the afternoon, you're all ready. I know some poor soul that attempted sauteing very recently. I won't say who it was, but I'll be seeing her in our boudoir tonight. She's sauteing this. Poor Rosemary. She's sauteing these chicken cutlets, and I mean, this thing was like, woo. It's like, all right, I'm all done with the flouring, and meanwhile, the moisture on the chicken or the veal is going to turn the stuff to gum.
Yeah.
I try to minimize the oil with the veal. I can always add a little bit more back in. But with the veal, I want to shake most of the flour off. It's got to burn off, stick to the pan. If there's too much flour, to get the flour where you want it, you're going to overcook the veal. This is something, you can make this medium rare. There's no need to cook this veal too long. We don't have the cutlets either. They're not thin, but they're not glommy either, Like I said, you see the smoke coming off the top of that now?
Right.
That's where I want to get the veal. You can't do that with the chicken. You'll burn the chicken. So, this sauteing is, most of us out there in TV land should stay with the roasting, grilling, and the broiling. The sauteing is another animal, I'll tell you. Again, I'm putting it prosciutto side down. Get my little forky.
Okay.
You know what I forgot? I better do a good job here. In the walk-in box, I left my little cheater sauce in there.
Cheater sauce?
In my little demi-glaze.
Oh, you don't have such a thing.
Yeah.
Cheater sauce?
Yeah, well, in case I don't brown something properly to get the desired color, I, dash a little of that in. I might have to sneak away quick and get it if I want this dish looking right. But you never know. Maybe we'll get lucky here. I hope. All right, once again, I'm going to cook this most of the way on the first side.
Okay.
Just a little bit on the other, get the color, get the pan hot.
And that's coming up pretty quickly, too.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Oh.
Whoa! Team in. And that's about that. Just a few seconds on the other side. I've evaporated most of the oil. We got a little bit of base in there.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you going to deglaze this?
Yes, I got a little marsala wine we're going to use for this.
Okay. You watch that
Yes,
wine
I'll pull
there.
this away from the flame. I've got a little chicken stock we're going to add. Veal dishes and chicken stock work very, very well together. And I think we're doing okay in the color department.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not too bad. All right, let's move it over here. I've got some eggplant I had cooked off prior to this. I love the way the veal and eggplant go together. Let's see if we can get a couple nice pieces on there.
Oh,
See
right
which
on
one
top.
matches well here.
Sitting right on top.
Sitting right on top.
Okie dokie.
Got one more piece here. And I could put some, I could put nothing on it. I could put a little bit of mozzarella on it as a glaze, but I'm going to put a lighter, come on, Dan, coat of Parmesan cheese on it
Okay.
as I'm finishing this. And once again, I got to watch putting it on too thickly because I don't want to be cooking the heck out of the bejesus out of the veal. So this has got to melt rapidly. And I'm going to add a little cream to the dish when I go to finish it. Where the heck's my lid? Okay.
Ah.
I'm going to
Okay.
get a little plate. A big plate, actually. I want to pull it up here to the veal because I want to keep the sauce moving. And I also want to get it out of the pan as quickly as possible. So supposedly this, it's going to have a nice little milky look, this Parmesan. It's not real sharp stuff, you know, it's not Velveeta either, but it's not the Romano cheese or something. See, it melted very quickly.
Very nice, yes.
All right, we're just going to place our cutlets out here. And our sauce is continuing to reduce. I've got a little heavy cream. So all we're going to do is finish it with the cream. So I didn't need our little cheater sauce, did I?
No, not at all.
And I like that nice little tan color it gets, you know.
Gorgeous.
And it's on the menu as Veal Donnici. I grabbed a map of Italy, and I couldn't think of the name for it. And I said, that sounds like a good word. This is years ago. I wouldn't do that today. Gonna add a little sauce in between the cutlets, so we don't. And there we have it. Little veal, prosciutto, eggplant. I guess I have some parsley here. We'll try a little garnish once again with that. Just flour that on the top. And there we have a little eggplant, veal, prosciutto, and a little light cream marsala sauce with it.
I don't see anything in that large pan yet.
I know. Well,
I don't see anything in there, folks.
I was hoping we were going to run out of time, so I didn't have to mess around with this.
I don't think so.
I know. I don't think so. I had this little. I had some spinach over here that we washed it, took the stems off it, and we just steamed it down a little bit. It's very leafy, not mulchy. And what I also had this tomato bruschetta.
Tomato bruschetta.
It's not as chunky as some of the ones you'll find in the stores and stuff, but it's just our preference. It's the way we do it. Got some basil leaves in there, some onion, and there's some oil in it. Now I'm hoping that I'm going to try to make this slightly on the more healthy side. Hopefully, I might have to sneak some oil in if it's not working. I want to try to put this in the pan here. I was thinking about having this for dinner because I'm, I got to get my girlish figure down, and I'm just wondering if this might work out. So while we have a couple of minutes, we'll try it on camera to see if I bone this thing up. So hopefully there's enough moisture in the tomatoes and enough oil.
I would think so.
To make this pan get moving, so we can whip the spinach in. Maybe we'll put a little seasoning in with it. Well, I'll let it get a little hotter, just a little hotter. You guys will do the taste testing. Then again, if I scorch the tomatoes or something, we're going to know right here that this is a bust. So we'll find out. But it could be neat, you know, the spinach with the leafy, with the chopped tomato and all. It could taste okay.
I think so.
And I think what we'll do is, since the spinach has no seasoning on it, we'll add a little salt and pepper, yay or nay on the garlic, just to finish it a little bit. So I don't think we want the pan veal hot, do we? Get a little hotter.
Not too, you don't want to, well, the salad is already semi-wilted anyway.
Right.
You don't want to scorch it.
This will be 2 seconds in and out.
Right.
We don't want to be having this sitting and mulching around on the pan here, you know. So I'll have our little plate ready to go.
Get that plate ready.
Got a piece of eggplant left over. All right, we'll give it a shot here. Oh, please work. A little bruschetta in there. Get that moving around. We'll take the spinach and pop it in there. I didn't add any extra oil, but like I said, there is some oil in the bruschetta to begin with. Spinach will take 3 seconds to get steamed and heated up. Got a decent fragrance coming off it.
I like that.
Yeah, there's a little vinegar in it too. Turn our little flame off. Get rid of this. I don't know what the heck we would call this, but
Oh, that is nice. Oh,
it's got some nice colors to it,
sure
right?
It does.
I bet that's going to taste okay.
I think so.
We may have a new one here. It's been a while since I've done anything new. But there it is, some spinach and wilted spinach and bruschetta combination.
Folks, thanks for joining us again in Dan's dining room. It's hotter in the dining room than it was in the kitchen. I don't understand that today.
Yeah, we had that grilled chicken with the
that
salad.
Looks beautiful.
Any, you know, just any combination works, anything, just grill, get it down to room temperature like we said, so it minimizes the temperature contrast. We have our sauteed salmon with the the vin blanc with the green peppercorns and cognac. We sauteed it in that brown butter. It's got that little crisp fat on the outside. We did our Veal Donnici with the eggplant prosciutto, a little marsala cream sauce on it. A little lacking in the cream and the sauce, but you know, we'll fix that next time.
Nice and light.
And we did our little spinach bruschetta combination. No additional oils. In fact, I didn't even bother salting and peppering anymore, and it came up pretty well. We'll have to try that in a few minutes.
That had a beautiful aroma. I think it's going to be a winner.
Yeah, I think
really
so
do.
too.
Well, folks, thanks again for joining us this evening, Cooking with Dan Luzzi, and we'll see you again next week.
Thanks.